Oh, interesting life choice. You just clicked a video about a movie that's 20 years old to watch a brown man talk about it for an hour and a half because he watched it last year and figured out this movie is not for kids.
Oh, don't cry.
I'm so glad you're here. Let me tell you about a movie by the name of Shark Tale. More like Shark Fail. I've been waiting like a year to do that. Please just let me have it. It occurred to me last year that Shark Tale is not the movie that I once saw it as. I watched it first when I was a kid, and I liked it. It had everything I could possibly want. Will Smith and fish. The two combination. When I grew up a little more, I realized Shark Tale was not like Shrek. It didn't age like a fine Shrek wine. It aged like a horrible piece of shit. Because I watched it last year and I was unconsciously sober for that experience. I did not think that I needed to be, but wow. Even if I was on something, it would have sobered me up. That is a movie and a half. This movie made $380 million at the box office. It got nominated for the Oscar for Best Animated Feature in 2004. But it's not a good movie. And I want to tell you why. It's one of my favorite bad movies, actually. Let me break down in stupid detail everything that I love-hate about the movie Shark Tale. Firstly, the name. It's a pun. Shark Tale. It's not a shark tale as in a tale as in a story. It's a shark tale. But the movie is largely about a fish. So there's your first thing. That would be like the movie Shrek being called Donkey. Secondly, DreamWorks is a good studio. Steven Spielberg is part of that. It's a wonderful thing, and I love Steven Spielberg. But I just want to say, back then, DreamWorks especially was the Temu of animation. Because you have Pixar, and lo and behold, 1 year before this movie came out, a movie by the name of Finding Nemo came out, which was a story about a dad who was overprotective, learning to become someone who lets go of his son in order to get him back. There's friendship along the way, and the people who animated this spend time actually researching everything about reefs and oceans and things that would make it very true to life. So you could actually learn while having the experience. Even a show like SpongeBob was created by Stephen Hillenburg, who actually, it was his only goal to teach kids about the ocean. And he made the most baller show ever. This is a movie about a fish with a hairline. I've never seen that before. Hey Suvi, today is your lucky day because one of my favorite sponsors, Magic Spoon, decided to sponsor us. So get your spoon. Yep. Oh. Cool. How about a bow? Oh. Well, you're gonna need some. Waiting on you, buddy. Magic Spoon is the perfect breakfast cereal.
The cereal has 13 to 14 grams of protein, 0 sugar, and 4 to 5 grams of net carbs per serving. The treats have 11 to 12 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and just 1 to 2 net grams of carbs per serving.
The truth is, I never do anything without a bowl of Magic Spoon cereal. Seriously.
Just use code 16leo or hit magicspoon.com/16leo for $5 off your order. They've got a 100% happiness guarantee online. If you don't love it, they'll refund you. You can also find Magic Spoon at Amazon or at your local grocery store. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description, magicspoon.com/16leo, and try the cereal or treats today.
This motherfucking fish has a hairline. Have you ever went to a barber and said, line me up, and then blew bubbles at him? That's crazy. What? They gave Will Smith a hairline. Okay, let me just watch the movie with you because there's so much to break down and I'm gonna lose my marbles, honestly. By the way, quick shout out. I want to shout out Pocketnut for watching this with me years ago. We watched it together and we had the most fun watching this. We absolutely trashed this movie. It's so funny. Shout out to you. I'm only a few years too late to make this video. I hope you're watching. Okay, I guess I should tell you the plot. If anybody doesn't know. It's about a movie. It's about a fish. I wish it was about a movie by the name of Oscar. And he's like from the barrio. He's like low economy fish. And then he wants to move up in the world and become a high class fish.
Here comes the money.
Now, meanwhile, there's a gay shark by the name of Jack Black. And he's gay. And that's a problem because his dad's from the Mafia. And you can't have gay in the Mafia. It's a kid's movie, I know, but just follow me. Now, Oscar's boss is kind of like he's getting hustled by the sharks. And then one day he gives up Oscar to the sharks. But then the shark dies. Not Jack Black. Jack Black's non-gay brother dies. And then for the rest of the movie, Oscar lies about it so he can get fame. I'd like to break down for you like all the reasons that a kid would not want to watch this, because I'm just going to try and put myself back into the mindset when I was like a younger little boy, little man child, and think about what the hell a kid would actually see from this besides the animation. Because when you really break down this movie, it is insane movies that I've ever seen. I've never seen a plot for a kid's movie this wildly inappropriate before. Let me take you through this. All right, so the DreamWorks logo starts off with a fish. I don't know why I keep saying that. There's a worm, and the worm just like transcends down into the ocean and becomes wormuloid or something. It kind of reminds me of the squirrel from Ice Age, where they had like non sequitur storylines that started off the plot, but you don't really actually see this ever again. So this is just like a way to like transition into the ocean. Doesn't really help other than that. It reminds me of the game Worms. So that's cool. But worms can't swim in that game. Anyway, also to note, the music from Jaws is playing, which is a really cool connection because Steven Spielberg has a lot to do with DreamWorks because he's part owner of it. So, +1 points for the movie.
Hi, I'm Lenny. You just keep holding your breath, little wormy.
Little like adult reference, isn't it? Like kids are not gonna know Jaws. They're not gonna be like, oh yes, Jaws, 1975. First blockbuster ever by young director Steven Spielberg. I remember that when I was in my mother's womb. But it turns out the shark is not an evil shark. It's Jack Black, who's got sort of a blue complexion.
I'm coming, Frankie! Gotcha! Okay, buddy, you're free. Now escape. Go. Just go. Cry freedom.
Ooh, okay. Cry freedom. That's another. Let's break down that phrase. Cry freedom. 1987 movie. Starring Denzel Washington about a South African person from the ANC, African National Congress. His name was Steve Biko. He got hung and thrown off a balcony. Whew, getting deep, huh? Deeper than the ocean.
Don't. Song gives me the creeps.
What do you mean? It's our theme song.
So Sharks Know Jaws exist, and that's their theme song. Okay, got it. That really is gonna help me later on. Okay.
The sharks are gone.
Muscle Crow!
So a lot of this movie is based on puns. I don't know if you caught that little Coral Cola ad there, but this is a dedicated sequence to names that sound like fish puns. It's not Russell Crowe, it's Muscle Crow, but it's a starfish. I don't know either. Alright, so they get to Cod Stewart and then they get to Seal, who's a singer, and then they drop a fat fucking seal onto the starfish. And then the seal gives me nightmares because I slow-moed it, and I think it's the eyebrows on a seal. I think drawing eyebrows on a seal should be a crime that you should go to prison for, honestly. You can't have eyebrows on a seal. This is not good.
Don't you yell at me, my mother is your mother, okay?
Ah, yes, 2004. Casual racism in a kid's movie. Actually, you know what? Yeah, here you go. This will be fun. I'll write down everything that why this is not a kid's movie. We'll put racism. Casual. Just like Casual Fridays, casual racism. You say one thing racist, you move on. Whoever animated this should honestly animate the next Resident Evil, because they made the ugliest looking creatures I've ever seen in animation ever. They're not even going for like disgusting, but that's like the worst looking crayfish that I've ever. It looks like a Chernobyl crayfish. Shark tail. Is it Chernobyl? There's also a mini cannibal joke there because of, you know, fish and sushi. I actually find it funny. I don't think it's not funny. I found that part like a little amusing. The dark humor always gets me. It's like when they have like adult moments in kids' movies, like for instance in Cars, when those two twins flashed Lightning McQueen, they were really flashing their car titties at him. That's why he reacted in such a way. So that's, in case you didn't know that, that's really what happened. Also, Lord Farquaad. I don't know how they got away with it.
Is there no hero among us? Who can stop this shark menace?
We're finally introduced to the character of Oscar, and he's played by Will Smith, and it's like entirely evident within the first few seconds that, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I know that you can relate. It's a black fish. It's not something I wanted to ever say, but like you can tell he's a black fish? What? Okay.
I'm Oscar. Welcome to my crib. The good life, the way the other half lives. Check it out. I got my 60-inch high-def flat screen.
He's like a hood fish. It's like a gangster fish. He's got an actual TV in his house, which makes me question the whole logistics, because at least in a show like SpongeBob, his alarm clock is a boat. They have sea-themed things to make his life seem like it's more underwater. They did not give a shit here. Oscar has chains, a hat that's backwards, glasses. He's got a 60-inch TV. It's not like an underwater TV. It's a Sony. I don't know this world. Like they know Jaws. The sharks know their own theme song. Oscar wants human things, but sushi's like too far.
Necessity.
Yeah, like money. You so broke, yo, baloney had baloney.
Oh, that's funny.
So then a group of fish tell Oscar that he's a broke bitch, which he is. So I actually appreciate them. But then a fish called Crazy Joe appears, and I almost forgot this, but in 2004, apparently making fun of people's like mental instability was humorous. They got Crazy Joe, and he doesn't do anything except he's crazy, and we should laugh at him because he's crazy. So there's that in this movie.
Over here, Crazy Joe.
Now that you live in that great penthouse, can I be your financial advisor?
Isn't that like a crazy thing to like say, like to teach kids, like, oh, this is a crazy person, let's call him Crazy Joe. Oh, this is a fat person, let's call him Fat Steven. Is that really, should we just do that, this type of prefixing? Oh, it's Black Oscar again. It's Blackfish Oscar.
Live in a billboard? And they call me crazy. See ya, Oscar!
Anyway, this is where Oscar works. It's the car wash, but it's for whales, because every now and again this movie cares about doing this in a sort of fish-like world. I'm surprised they didn't just have cars, because they have real human things. But every now and again they're like, nah, that doesn't make sense. So instead of cars, it's whales. Big fat whales get washed by Oscar, who hates his job, by the way. He hates his job.
I'm already punched in.
Can I help you?
One wash and lube, please.
All right, so now we get introduced to Oscar's best friend, Angie, and she's simping. I wrote down simping here because this movie teaches us simping. Angie's a simp for Oscar, and it begs the question, why? Because Oscar is a piece of shit. I wouldn't date him if I was a fish. He just does nothing for anyone. He's like all about himself, only cares about money. He sucks at what he does. Who even cares about Oscar? And all Oscar can do is tell Angie his get-rich-quick schemes, because Oscar doesn't even want to work. Ugh, what a main character.
Okay.
Oscar.
Come on, Ange. Dance with me, mama. Tomorrow I'm gonna be rich.
Like at this point, they were like, Will Smith, you just deliver whatever you think is good for the movie. We'll animate it. So he was like, and they're like, yep, we can animate that. Don't even need the subtitles, Mr. Smith.
Best idea ever, all right? It's a sure thing, guaranteed cash extravaganza. Bottled water.
Hold up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be nitpicky here, but 100% of this movie is about clams, which they say cash. They're like 1,000 clams because it's their cute way of saying money. But now this guy said cash? Bro, this script doesn't even try at times. So, okay, cash and clams are the same thing. Well, in that case, I'm going to start going to the bank and be like, can I withdraw 1,000 clams? And they're going to be like, please get out. You didn't even have that.
Now all I need is another advance on my paycheck. I am out of this place.
He did it again. He just did like random shit. They're like animating it. They were like, oh, yeah, okay, Mr. Smith, you're getting a writing credit for this.
Another one of your get-rich-quick schemes. Go do something you're actually good at. Your job.
Then we get a animated shot of Angie biting an imaginary piece of Oscar's ass.
No.
It's part of the movie. Angie thirsting over her best friend. I'm glad we get this in the movie Shark Tale. This is quite the movie we've got going on. There's so many things that happen in this movie.
No, I'm sorry. Mr. Sykes is at a meeting right now. Won't be back till later.
Okay, one of my favorite shots, admittedly, that as a kid I had no idea about, was the fact that they are living in the Titanic, which I find hilarious, personally. They have a few references to the Titanic, but the hilarity is then turned into confusion when I realized the evil shark, whose name is Don Lino, is feeding other fishes, which blows my mind because that means that some fish are humans and other fish are fish. This movie is really a thinker, isn't it?
You see, Sykes, it's a fish eat fish world. You either take or you get taken.
By the way, Don Leno is played by the great actor Robert De Niro, who is famous for his violent movies and movies that kids don't watch. Sure, you could get any actor, but yes, Robert De Niro plays the best Mafia because sharks are Mafia. Everybody knows that. But in case you didn't, you could tell it was Robert De Niro by the fact that they animated an actual mole onto the shark's face to make sure that in case you were a kid and you were 9 years old and you're like, I can't put a face to that name, you could look at the shark and be like, oh yes, Robert De Niro from Taxi Driver. I'm a kid, but I know that. So thanks, guys. They really animated what needed to be animated.
True words have never been spoken. Is that it? That all? We done?
As a film person, this is what blows my nuts off. This fat thing here, Ugly Fish, is played by one of the greatest directors of all time, Martin Scorsese. And this is his first on-screen voice acting credit, and also his last. His movie career in terms of acting started at Shark Tale and also ended at Shark Tale. So there's a story there that I'd love to know. I don't know who got him to voice act in all his 30, 40 years of, doing movies. I don't know who said, if you're going to do it, you might as well play a puffer fish. But in case you wanted to know what Martin Scorsese looks like, he has thick eyebrows and they animated on that too. They got this puffer fish with Martin Scorsese's real eyebrows. Again, the kids are going to be like, yes, Last Temptation of the Christ. Oh, yeah, I remember Casino. I remember Goodfellas because the kids really needed this, guys.
I like butt.
Hey, boss, what?
You just work for Frankie and Lenny. Frankie, I understand, but Lenny, you can't be serious.
I don't know what is happening in the movie. I don't know why a Sykes who owns a whale wash has anything to do with the Mafia boss who owns the reef. I'm not really ever sure that I could put this connection together, but for whatever reason, instead of working together, Don Lino is like, now you're working for me. In fact, you're going to start paying me for protection, which I think translates to, if you pay me, I won't eat you.
I'm gonna eat you. I'm just kidding, man. All right.
So all of a sudden, that is kind of how the movie sets in motion. It's the most wafer-thin plot that I've seen in a long time. But also, the B plot is that Don Lino's son, Jack Black, who plays Lenny, is gay.
Gay!
Now, I don't know, again, how to quantify this, but I know that everybody here knows he's playing a gay shark.
Why are you gay?
Even though they don't say it, that is what's happening. I guess the shark being a vegetarian equals gay in real life.
Nobody likes me!
I guess you put that together. I don't understand it either.
My Lenny is a killer. You're gonna have to stop paying me. Listen to that little whale wash of yours. Little.
My favorite part of this movie is a scene that gets overlooked when Robert De Niro turns from an Italian mafia boss into a Scottish man for 1/5 of a second. Instead of saying the word little, he was like, little. That little whale wash of yours. I don't know where that came from or why they ever didn't take this line again, but for 1/5 of a second, that's Scottish Robert De Niro.
All right.
Possible racism here that the Jamaican fish are Jamaican, clearly, but I don't know. I guess you make of it what you will. All I can say is that this is Sykes' henchman, and I ask you the question, who the fuck needs henchmen at a car wash? Have you ever seen a car wash that has henchmen? How evil is this car wash?
Look what is burning.
Just the fish we're looking for.
Yeah.
The boss beneath the sea right now.
Oh, that's racist. I don't know if you could just say things randomly, but alright. Will Smith gets tossed into the boss's office because it's time to pay up. As we heard very, very slightly, Oscar has been taking advances from the boss for a long time, and now it's time to pay back because the boss has to pay Don Lino. Everyone's got to pay.
Brother from another mother. What the?
Okay, so this is, again, I keep saying it's my favorite part. This is my favorite part in animated film history, actually. I just want you to keep in mind that Oscar is a yellow and blue fish, and Sykes is what looks to be wool-colored.
Right on it. Snap it. Oscar. You're not snapping it. Oscar. Oh, hey, don't sweat it, Sykes. A lot of white fish can't do it. Man.
Oscar, would you just...
It makes me happy that this moment exists. It's a yellow, blue, and green fish telling a brown fish that a lot of white fish can't do it. For this joke, you would need to know that Will Smith is a black actor and that Martin Scorsese is a white Italian actor. As a kid, you would need to know the man who made Men in Black, Independence Day, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and you would have to know the guy who directed Taxi Driver to understand this joke. The depth of this joke is deeper than the sinking of the Titanic itself. What a moment in cultural history between two fish. I've never seen something so fucking stupid in my life, but here we are. A lot of white fish can't dap up black fish. That was written in a movie and then performed by two people. Thank you, Shark Tale, for your achievement.
You're into me for $5,000.
5 G's, man. You tripping 5
Oh, yeah?
G's.
See if this refreshes your memory.
Sykes is also the best boss in the world because he actually loaned Oscar $5,000/clams. I mean, I don't know how many bosses at the car wash is just going to be like, yeah, just keep taking advances on your paycheck.
I have to start paying Don Lito protection. So everything you owe me, you owe him.
How you figure that?
The food chain. El poo. Then there's you.
That's messed up.
He seems like a good boss. It's just time to pay the money back. So I think he's pretty good. Okay, so at this point, Sykes explains to Oscar that you need to pay me because protection, and then he explains to Oscar that he is whale poop, or actually below whale poop on, I guess, the food chain off the sea. So Oscar is the lowest of the low. Oscar says that's messed up, and then he says, how am I going to pay this back? To which Sykes says, that's your problem. And then, this kid's movie has torture in it.
Bring my 5,000 clams to the racetrack tomorrow or else.
Or else what?
That's right. Oscar gets electrocuted by the jellyfish, and the next day his eye is absolutely wrecked. This kid's movie features a scene where two henchmen exact revenge from their boss's commands onto a lower level worker. This movie is out of fucking mind, man. I put this down somewhere. Maybe I didn't put it down. Yo, no, there it is. Torture. Right there. Right there. Torture. Oscar. Wow.
I'm a nobody. I want some of that.
Mrs. Sanchez?
What?
And who wouldn't want Mrs. Sanchez? I bet she was a knockout back in her day. Look at her. Look at that curvy body right there. Oh. I know I'm really, sometimes I nitpick this movie, but my God, did he not absolutely throw Angie off by pointing in the complete opposite direction to what he was actually looking at. Angie could have never got that right. Of course he was looking at Mrs. Sanchez. He was like, look at that. And then she looked there and he's like, no, I meant that.
Remember my dad? He was the #1 tongue scrubber.
That's a serious actual thing in the movie. I would have been like more interested in. Oscar doesn't really ever mention his dad. It comes up very slightly for one more scene, but this is his motivation to get to the top. Now, it never ever comes across like he's doing this because his dad didn't get far enough in life. And I think that's a serious and actual thing that even a child will be like, oh. But it also shows that kids are absolutely ruthless, and that is true. So this might be the realest scene in the movie. I wish they actually explored this further, but it seems like Oscar just wants to be rich. None of what he does is influenced by his father or anything like that. So I don't know, man. I feel like the scene is just, it adds nothing, but like it could have done so much if they really wanted to.
Nobody loves a nobody. What's the difference? If I don't pay Mr. Sykes back by tomorrow, I'm dead anyways.
Bro, this movie, wow, man. Every 5 seconds, I'm like, I forgot this happened. I've never heard an animated character say that, like, they're going to die if they don't come up with the money for something. Have you ever heard that? Like, we've seen characters die. We've seen real things happen, like Bambi or something. You've seen it happen, and it has this huge impact on the audience. It makes people cry. I've never seen a main character tease death because he has like a gambling addiction or some sort of like thing where he borrows money from the boss and can't give it back. This is the first movie of its kind. It's a Mafia fish movie. And it's not directed by Martin Scorsese, but it is starring him. And it's disguised as a kid's movie. This is blowing my mind.
Wait here.
A pink pearl?
At this point, Angie, the simp, pulls out a pink pearl that her grandmother gave, and it's worth 5,000 clams, and she says, take this and buy your life back. She's literally, you gotta give her head. You have to, because you can't not. If someone buys, like, saves you, literally saves your life, spread them. Really, you gotta go down there. You gotta go downtown, Oscar.
Where'd you get that?
My grandmother.
No.
It'll get you the money you need from Mr. Sykes.
Yeah, when you look weak, it makes me look weak.
Meanwhile, back at the Titanic, Don Lino is telling Lenny that he should be less not sharky.
In front of me now, eat this.
Sister had a baby.
This is going on for so long. This goes on for so long. Oh my god. I get it. It's supposed to, he's like a shrimp. He's got a high voice, but he's also like I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna come back with my army, but this never materializes either. The only thing that serves to show is that Lenny is a caring person, and then, a caring shark, and then he lets the fish go. It's a beautiful moment in fish history.
Eat.
Put the shrimp down! You're free now. Go on, go.
You're a good person.
Okay, alright, look, I'm done with this shit. You can't say different things at any point in Cars where they're like, thanks, Lightning McQueen, you're a great guy. You're a great human being. No, because he's a car in the movie Cars, and Lenny's a shark in the movie Shark Tale. You can't call him a person. I don't look at my friend and hug him and be like, you're a good octopus. Like, you can't. That's so weird in this movie.
You're gonna learn how to be a shark, whether you like it or not.
That angers Don Lino, and he's like, you're gonna learn how to be a shark. Which I'm assuming, like, if you're having this analogy of gay and straight or something, gay and masculine, whatever it is, he's gonna learn how to be a masculine shark later on. Meanwhile, we're back at the racing track of all places, and Oscar is going to meet Sykes there to give him the money, because Sykes decides that he wants to gamble. This movie, in it, has gambling. Let me show you.
5,000 on lucky day to win.
That would pay 1 million clams.
Oscar, the millionaire. The millionaire. The millionaire.
Oscar then bets all the money that his friend Angie gave him into a race so that he could win 1 million clams and finally be a rich person. Does anybody like Oscar? Is anybody even sorry for Oscar? He has a second chance, his best friend bails him out, and he gambles. This is a kid's movie, guys. There's gambling in a kid's movie. I understand that every day we deal with bullshit and gambling now, like everything that you ever do teaches kids how to gamble. I'm surprised they don't play blackjack and the legal age is 3 years old. But back in the day, nobody was doing this. Nobody was like, oh yeah, let's promote gambling to the kids. Not just that, they put gold digging in a kid's movie because the person who hears the word millionaire is Angelina Jolie Fish, who plays Lola. and she turns around and she's a gold digger. And if you think I'm just making that up, maybe listen to the song that they play while she's walking or fish walking over to Oscar. They literally have a song that says she's a gold digger. And if you listen to Kanye West in 2004, he had a #1 hit record with the song Gold Digger before he became Jesus Christ. They have shots that are focused on looking at fish hips, and they have Angelina Jolie's voice. And as a kid, you're like confused because you're like, man, that's a sexy fish, which is another thing that Shark Tale made me say that I don't want to.
You got a name? You want to tell me what it is?
Yo, what is that fish doing in the background? Why his tongue is out? Bro, put your tongue back in. This is a freaky ass fish.
His box. You can't even afford the gum under the seats.
He just laid $5 grand on Lucky Day. I think he can afford anything he wants.
Sykes is confused because he sees Oscar with some girl, and Oscar tries to play it off because he doesn't want to let Lola know that he's not actually a millionaire. He's just a broke bitch. And he then tries to play Sykes, and he's like, yeah, Sykes is my employee. To which Sykes is like, you're crazy. And this all transpires to let Lola know that maybe Oscar isn't a millionaire. She calls him a nobody to his face, and she like flies away. She flies away, and Oscar is sad. That's all that happens. Basically, it's setting us up for the next time that Oscar might see Lola, because she's a gold-digging fish. So, once Oscar actually hits the big time, maybe Lola will appear back in his life. A cautionary tale for those young, suave little guys out there who are about to fall into the trap of thirsty gold-digging woman. Again, what a great concept for a young person's mind.
You're a nobody.
Oscar, you better pray that this horse of yours comes through.
And now we have the race. Here it is. The gambling part of the thing that the kids really need to see. It's horses racing. But this time it's seahorses because, again, they're being clever. The gambling is clever, guys. He's betting on a long shot. It's called Lucky Day, 200 to 1. He's going to win 1 million clams. Not only is he going to pay Sykes back, but he's going to fuck Lola. Because that's the kind of fish that Oscar is.
He does that, crashing his way through the gate, and he's off and running. And here
So at this point, we get what is my favorite thing in the whole of Shark Tale. It's Shark Tale lore, where it looks like one frame you see Oscar and Sykes kissing upon realizing that Lucky Day might actually win the race. And I think this is the real love story of Shark Tale. A puffer fish and a black fish being in love with each other. Gay love as well, by the way. Because I think this is the true story in Shark Tale. And it's sad that this hasn't actually gotten to a point where it's realized in the movie, but I would pay good money to see this love story. Also, the jellyfish in the back, mad jealous. You can see it in his eye.
Wait, that's...
Sykes actually tries to look back once he hears Lucky Day has fallen over, but Oscar comes to give him a bigger hug, which again could prove to be such a good love story. He even holds him by the cheek. But Sykes realizes that Lucky Day actually has lost the race, and things go really bad for Oscar.
That's it, I've had it. I want you to find the deepest, darkest hole in the ocean, and when you do, dig deeper and put him in it!
So then they have a Mafia scene in a kid's movie. Because Martin Scorsese only does Mafia movies. He's only done one type of movie, even when he's in an animated movie.
Sorry, kid. It's nothing personal. It's just business.
He's still doing mob scenes. And they put him in what is the proverbial trunk, which is a big fish's mouth. And they lock Oscar up for a shark to eat him and kill him, which is something the Mafia would do if they lived underwater. So, well done, I guess, guys. I'm glad that we have this also in a kid's movie. It's at this point when the story converges between the wafer thin storyline A and storyline B, when Lenny, the gay shark, is going to figure out how to become a real shark. And he's doing this by eating someone and killing someone. That will prove to the family that he is indeed a killer shark.
Kill him! Kill him!
He sees Oscar tied up, and his brother is like, you gotta eat that. And then he tries, and he realizes Oscar is crazy. He also doesn't want to eat him because he's really not like that. He gives him a little lick, I think, and then Oscar's like, nah.
What? Like this?
We got this in Shark Tale. We got whatever this is. Someone's job was to animate a shark licking a fish, like disgustingly, and also semi-erotically. This should have been the movie poster, by the way.
Don't move until I tell you.
That's it, Len. There you go, buddy.
Lenny pretends to eat Oscar when instead he cuts him loose, and then he wags his tail around, causing like some smoke, and he's like, come on, run away. But Oscar doesn't understand this, and the brother actually sees this and is super disappointed with Lenny.
I'm just pretending so you can get away.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it. You want me to go now?
What are you doing? Just go!
That's it.
To prove that Lenny is now a killer, the brother is going to eat the fish for him. That's going to somehow prove to Lenny that he's a manly shark. This is the equivalent of someone saying, why don't you like guys? And then the guy's like, I don't know. And then he's like, well, I'll kiss him for you.
No, Frankie, wait! No! Get your boy! Get your boy! No.
So this is when we have a deus ex machina. That's what they call it in movies, when something out of the ordinary happens, something that would never happen to influence the story to change, or a heavenly moment, so to speak. And this is an anchor that literally hits the bottom of the ocean and then smacks the shark. I mean, honestly, this is maybe the most interesting part of the movie. Has anyone thought about that? Like, who's using ships, being like, wonder how many fish I killed by throwing that friggin' sinker down. I guess that's an interesting thing. But yeah, Lenny's brother dies. We have so much death in this movie, and it's still being like Oscar almost died. Lenny's brother fully dies. There's a lot of people just perishing in this movie.
Frankie!
I found that particularly amusing. I had to slow it down. A shark biting off the chains of a sinker and then like throwing it with his like arms. I think the animation is just extremely funny because of how anthropomorphic they made it, and it's like he's using his flaps to throw it like a pretty heavy item. Anyway, Lenny looks at his brother and his brother dies. It's like Bambi with rabies.
I'm so cold.
That's just because we're cold-blooded.
No!
This movie also promotes slapping. Not like ass slapping, like the good kind. It's like slapping, which is not good. Kids, you're not supposed to do this to kids. Kids are watching this. They're like, okay, I can slap my sister or slap my brother. And then you get the worst kind of siblings. So, no, don't promote that.
Oh, no!
Again, I feel like Will Smith spent one full day just making random noises that they had to animate to. Will Smith did something. He came in the studio. He's like, guys, can I hit this? And they're like, yeah, what do you got? And he's like, a bong. And then after that, he's like, what? And they're like, all right, okay. Where do we use this? And he's like, figure it out. But just by the way, if you're not following, Lenny swims away in absolute dismay at his brother dying, because when your brother dies, you run away, I guess. And now the two jellyfish are left wondering if Oscar is the one who actually killed the shark, and then they deem him the shark slayer, which actually causes Oscar to become famous for doing something he didn't actually do.
Did you kill that shark?
Yeah! Exactly how it looked. That's how it is.
Actually, I just want to go on record and say that they gave him a chance. They said, did you kill that shark? Oscar could have been truthful, but he sees the situation and capitalizes on it. Now, this is a story about how this is wrong, but the current generation, this is like a triumphant story, because I feel like every Gen Z would look at this and be like, yes, you must lie to get the position that you want to get to. This might actually be like the most inspirational story of all, if the current generation is watching this. So maybe I'm wrong, but like what I think, like Oscar probably shouldn't have lied, but he does get fame from doing so.
Big old shark about 7,500 feet long. Little family reunion!
I love how he's telling the story for the first time and everyone knows like the fucking lines to the story. It's very good. It's very good. But that's a transition to when Oscar is now gaining fame and popularity by telling his tall tale to everyone in the reef. This man is literally becoming the worst character in an animated movie ever because he has only inspirations of himself. He's narcissistic. He's egotistical. He has nothing to give. And he seizes opportunity. He's opportunistic to the point he lies to gain success. Does anybody like Oscar? Like, what the hell is this character?
Any shark try to mess around, going down. Good, it's poetic in the heat. I get poetic.
Okay, so Oscar uses this moment that he's on national television to express the lie even further and elaborate on it, saying any shark can take me on. Oscar is now like a UFC fighter of sharks, and he gets on the big screen, to which Lola is absolutely attracted to, because remember, the song said she's a gold digger, and if you didn't believe that still, she has a guy who's holding like 1,000 boxes. They actually have a one-dimensional gold digger character in the children's movie that also features lying, gambling, torture, killing, and many other things that I barely got to so far. This movie isn't even halfway done.
I'm his manager. Psych. From now on, we're partners. Talk to me.
You get 15,
70,
20,
75.
dude,
50.
Fuck it.
I figured out while I was editing this, if you reverse some of the words Sykes says, it sounds like he's saying the F word, so I put that in there. Just a little thing I do sometimes when I lose my mind. Anyway, Sykes actually turns into Oscar's manager and finesses that he fleeced Oscar to the point that I am actually like mad at Oscar for being like a dumbass. He's lying about sharks, and I know this is wrong, but he let his manager take 50%? What is wrong with you, dude? For 50%, you have to fuse into me. Oscar is like challenged. He's financially challenged. Oscar is just, he's got broke fish mentality, clearly.
My manager and I are now prepared to take your questions.
Oscar!
Again, I wish he said my man and I are willing to take your questions. This was a whole different movie. I would have loved it. But anyway, go on.
You're slaying him.
No, he's slaying sharks.
Hey, that's good. Oscar, the shark slayer.
Okay.
Also, can I get a shout out for Sykes with a Y? This man has a car wash, and somehow the car wash turned into like, he gets associated with the Mafia. The Mafia is like, hey, for whatever reason, you're gonna now have to stop paying us. He flips that into trying to kill his employee, which, by the way, amazing. I would love to see how that goes down in the employee handbook. Oh, why didn't Oscar come to work? I don't know. And he never will come back to work, just by the way. I've never seen an employer try to kill his employee, but here we are. And then he's like, you know what? Since you killed a shark, I'm going to profit off of that. Now he's actually profiting off of the people who tried to profit off of him. Sykes is a real G. That's all I have to say.
It's his funeral.
We have a funeral scene in a kid's movie. Where's the sex scene, guys? I mean, you gotta complete it at this point. I need that. I want to see fish banging. That's another thing. This movie is making me say every sentence I would never want to say. But like, honestly, I mean, if you're gonna go for everything, swing for the fences, really.
May whoever did this die 1,000 deaths. May his stinking, covered corpse rot in the fiery depths of hell.
How many times I gotta say this? A kid's movie. It's 2004, the SpongeBob movie came out. It was mad good. I love that movie so much. I cried at the end of that movie. I would cry today if I watched it. This movie made me cry harder, but for worse reasons.
Frankie, God rest his soul, he was perfect. Perfect. Oh, Luca. Course.
I love how at the core of this movie, it's about accepting who you want to be, which is a very valid and beautiful theme, and absolutely does the worst job of figuring out how they want to get around it. It features people who are like not actually ever going to get over the story arc and achieve redemption. They're just people who are they're fishes who are forced into bad circumstances and then suddenly realize, things are okay. Nothing really changes in this movie.
Calls himself the Shark Slayer.
Oh, by the way, at the funeral, one of the sharks actually tips off the other sharks as to who the person who killed their shark was. Nobody suspected it was a sinker All they know is that there is a shark slayer going around. And, you know, I would be impressed by the fact that the shark finally knew this information if Oscar himself didn't say it to the goddamn news channel. Then I'd be a little more impressed, but I guess someone had to tell the sharks.
He's from the south side, Reef. That's all we could dig up. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of shark kissing in this movie. This is a mafia kiss. It's not like this is a kiss of respect. This is like how you kiss a family member, like an auntie is like a mwah, obligatory mwah.
It's the Shark Slayer.
The Shark Slayer!
Gotta say, I love the music choices sometimes in this movie. I just love good music in movies. I can't obviously play it because YouTube hates when people do anything creative. But Oscar comes up to his new penthouse, the penthouse that he always wanted to be at, and finally it is filled with all of the people who just learned about him. None of those people are his real friends, except Angie, who's been waiting for him, and she is coming to the house to give him a present. The only problem is her present sucks compared to the other people who are sucking up to Oscar.
Oscar! Raise the reef! Raise the reef, buddy! Yeah? Oh, yeah, huh? Hot!
They got Martin Scorsese saying that. Raise the reef. Damn. How much did they pay him? Did they have like dirt on his family? They're like, we know. And then he's like, I'll do it. I'll be Sykes. Come on. Well, I just want to know how this happened. Anyway, everyone's there, including his manager. And Oscar is now dealing with the fame that he's suddenly been given. And he is absolutely loving it. He's got everything he wants. And another interesting concept. He finally achieved the thing that he wants. Is it what he wants, though?
How great is this view?
Top of reef. It's
Beautiful, right?
like your new apartment.
Angie simps so hard. Why don't you fix that hairline, Angie? Wow, you look like an evil supervillain. Get some bangs or something. Girl, you deserve better. He said, look at this view. It's so beautiful at the top of the reef. You're a fish. You can swim up. Just swim up if you want to see the top of the reef, dude.
You know what? Wait right here. Don't move. I'll be right back. Girl, you are going to flip.
Will Smith really just plays Will Smith. It's pretty much just everything from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that didn't make it. I'm not complaining. I love that show. But like, it's funny how he could say things like, girl, you gonna flip. And they're like, yep, no. The line was, wait here, I'll be right back. But go ahead, yep.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
And
Oh, Oscar.
I know.
Angie thinks that Oscar's going to propose for no reason at all, but instead he just gets her her grandma's pearl with interest, and he even does sound effects.
I'm just sorry that it took so long.
Oh, that's okay.
They animated a big wide face of Oscar. It looks like he's in pain, like he's proposing in pain right there. I had to freeze that frame. I'm sorry. Will you marry me?
My grandmother's pearl.
With interest.
I'm not interrupting something, am I?
No. Yes, we're talking.
Before things get any deeper, Oscar actually is interrupted by Lola, who looks at those two and breaks up their what could be love interest, romantic thing, I don't know. And she steals him away from Angie, the girl who literally saved his life and propelled everything into motion. He doesn't even tell Angie that he absolutely gambled her money away, because I would find that very disrespectful if I gave you my grandma's like secret $5,000 ring and then someone gambled it away in order to win more money.
Look who's a somebody after all.
Sharks! On the edge of the reef! The great white!
I'm sorry. Okay, so sometimes I watch movies and I'm like, I love watching bad movies because I like doing stuff where I think about the logistics of things. I think as someone who likes directing movies, you have to think about that. So this fish came up to the top floor and was like, shark! Which means, logistically, he had to get on the bottom floor, wait to get up to the top floor, then do that, which is so funny to me. Because he would have had to prepare and be like, shark? No. Shark! No. And as soon as the doors open, he was like, I'm gonna let this one go. He did such a good line reading too, man. This guy, he's gonna get the role in his next movie. Also wanted to pause for a little moment there. If you look to the right, you'll see what looks like a girl fish holding a guy fish. So we have a strong connection to feminism in this movie. So finally, something good is happening in this movie for half a second.
Oh, get him, Tiger! Woo! All right, Oscar, you
Don't know who said what there. The animation, like, you know, if you zoom in on the animation, you'll see the inconsistency. I am so surprised they let this one rip. I'm so surprised they put this on a big screen because somehow people are looking at this like, that's just random voices. Anyway, Oscar is the designated shark slayer, of course, so he puts on a face, goes down the elevator, and absolutely starts crying as soon as it happens.
He could be anywhere. Ooh! The Shark Slayer.
Look, I'm gonna take off.
Oscar goes down to see who the shark is, and it turns out to be Lenny, who looks at him and is like, shush, there's a shark slayer on the loose. And soon they both figure out, oh, okay, you're a shark who doesn't eat meat, and I'm a shark slayer who doesn't exist. But they both find each other funny. They don't realize they're doing this because they don't feel accepted in their own positions and they want something different. They're just dicks. They're both dicks.
And you should just go home, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hey, good luck, dog.
Calling a shark dog, because it's like a cool colloquial term that humans use, is so confusing. Yo, what up, dog? And it's a shark, though.
Gotcha!
Hey, yo!
Bro, you the Shark Slayer!
Damn, they got kids doing graffiti. This movie promotes everything wrong. Almost as if they were like, oh, the kids are gonna watch? Let's make sure we ruin some kid's life. Let's make sure Shark Tale ruins at least a couple people's lives. Let's make sure if you were watching National Geographic, you want to jump off a cliff after watching this movie. That's crazy.
Shark Slayer?
What was that?
Do you know what my favorite part of Finding Nemo is? Like, at some point, they set up this joke about, not this joke, they set up this thing about like, oh, I've never seen a turtle. Do turtles live up until 100? And the son tells the dad, yeah, they do. And the dad's like, I don't know, I don't think so. And he actually meets a turtle, and before he goes, he asks the turtle how old, and he's like, 105, dude. And it's so, like, a beautiful moment, but also an actual thing that you could see as a kid and be like, oh, now I know this fact. In this movie, I'm learning that Oscar probably has veneers.
Oh, you're a liar.
What? No, hey, I didn't lie, all right? You know what? You're on your own.
No problem. And if, God forbid...
So, okay. Here's this. I need to write down another thing, and it's probably the best thing about this movie. Lenny learns that Oscar is lying about being a shark slayer. And he's like, this is not good. You shouldn't lie. And Oscar's like, I don't have to tell you shit. You're a big shark. F you. And then they go their own separate ways. But then Lenny has like a moment where he's like, I need to stay somewhere. And you don't like me? There's only one way to do this. So let me show you how Lenny convinces Oscar to team up.
Find out the truth about the Shark Slayer on my way back.
You wouldn't.
I would.
Come here.
That's how he does it. He blackmails a fish. They have blackmail in this movie. I just need to write that down. If I could. Thank you.
Blackmail. Oh, that wasn't the right pen, was it?
Just imagine I wrote down blackmail in a huge writing there. Blackmail is at the core of this movie because if Lenny doesn't blackmail Oscar, they both go their separate ways. This fish blackmailed another fish into them both working with each other, and that is an accepted thing that happens in this movie. At any point during Shrek, did Donkey say, if you don't let me come on this journey with you, I'll send your nudes out to the world, Shrek? And then Shrek said, all right, come on. That's what's happening. They're using blackmail as a plot device. I don't know how you can possibly think this is a kid's movie. They animated a shark tumbling into things. They also got Jack Black saying Diggy Dog a lot. But yes, Oscar has like a fake hideout place. Because every fish apparently needs like a secret garage hideout. There he stores his shark, is a sentence that I just said.
I'm a vegetarian.
So that's it?
What do you mean that's it? You're the first fish I ever told.
Do you see what I mean? Like, I'm not being crazy, am I? Like, can everybody agree? I don't want to sound, like, insensitive. I'm trying to say, like, he's explaining it as if it's, like, akin to, like, someone saying, like, oh, I'm gay, I haven't told anyone, but this is who I am. Like, that's what they're going for in this movie, right? Or am I just tripping? Because I feel like that's what they're going for.
Whoa, hey! He'll never accept me for who I am.
If you want to blame anybody, blame me. Because if I hadn't been out there in the first place, none of this would have happened.
Really, you should blame Sykes for trying to kill his employee, when really you should blame the dad for trying to get the shark to do that. So really, everyone's to blame.
Was he the Godfather or something?
Yeah.
Alright, meanwhile, Oscar realizes that his dad is Don Lino, the godfather of other sharks, and then he gets eaten and it transitions into a video game, which is a pretty cool shot. I do like that one. It also shows Sykes talking back to other people, and Sykes is making promises that Oscar is just not going to keep.
I got the Shark Slayer right here in front of me.
Slayer, they're gonna tear you fin from fin!
Come on, now who's your Puff Daddy, huh?
No. Nope. They got Martin Scorsese to say Puff Daddy. Who's your Puff Daddy? Which is a reference to the Diddler, one of the most iconic villains of the 21st century, it seems like at this point. Iconic might be the wrong word. One of the most lubed up people, I guess. Anyway, they got Martin Scorsese, the legend, talking about Puff Daddy, the legend, but in a very different way.
Shark bites.
Sykes.
With his teeth, dear.
Sing it, man. Sing it.
And then Oscar
Sykes.
kicked his butt.
Sykes.
What a good song that. I love that. The shark bites. And then I kicked his butt. That's good. I like that. What a song that is.
Maybe I can help. You said to wait, so I've been waiting.
Oh God, she's fish seduction. It's happening. Fish seduction happening in this movie. You're a 9-year-old. You're like, why am I attracted to fish? What's happening? It's Angelina Jolie. That's what's happening. She was also in Tomb Raider.
I was thinking about retiring.
You don't want to do that.
I don't?
You have worked your way to the top.
Lied his way to the top, actually. But you don't know that. You're just a girl who thinks that he did that. But anyway, go on.
You just show him who's boss, and those sharks will leave you alone.
Yeah, you're right.
Hello, Oscar.
Lola convinces Oscar to keep lying, but she doesn't do that knowing that he's a liar. So I really can't even fault her for that. She even waited for him. Pretty decent gold digger, I gotta say. Anyway, Oscar's back at his hideout, and Angie fully discovers everything. Angie's piecing together what is happening right now.
The pet shark here told me everything.
Because you lied to me,
No.
Oscar. Me!
Don't take it personally. Come on, I lied to everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're a main character in a kid's movie. I lie to everybody. Happy Feet is a movie about being different. It's about a little fucking penguins, right? And he's different, and then he dances his way to success. This movie is about a fish who lies to other fish for most of the movie, man. I've seen so many good animated movies, and this is not one of them.
I totally betrayed you, but sharks are coming to get me!
And they should.
This is the only character in animated history who has been almost killed 3 times now. I can count, yes. He almost got killed by his boss, by another shark, and now by the Mafia shark. That's the main character in a movie who's stressing about not being able to live another day, and his job is to work at a car wash, and somehow 3 different people are coming to kill him. This is a Quentin Tarantino movie disguised as Shark Tale at this point.
I mean, what'd you expect? You just take credit for killing a shark and then everything be fine and dandy for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
I just feel like Angie's character, right? Moral compass of the movie, does so much to help. But you never really see why. She never really gets her comeuppance. Something good that happens. Even though she figures out about all the lying, she doesn't even get told by Oscar, hey, I pawned off your grandma's thing. I literally gambled it away. I feel like they did her dirty in this whole movie. Angie's such a good fish.
Here's what we're gonna do.
The Shark Slayer!
So they decide to put on entertainment instead of telling the truth in a absolute banger of a scene where Oscar defeats Lenny, who's pretending to get absolutely beat up. This catches the attention of other sharks all over the media. But it's a good acting job that they do. I gotta say, these two, they practiced. Okay. Again, this is one for the adults in a kid's movie. It's a line from the movie Gladiator, which came out the same year, or maybe just before. That's good. I'm glad that the kids will know the movie Gladiator. Why don't you have other obscure references that the kids will understand? They already had so many beautiful obscure references. There was a Jaws movie poster that happened. That movie's from 1975, but anyway.
You can't handle the truth!
That's from A Few Good Men. that doesn't even make sense, to be honest. I don't know what that is. That's just randomly quoting Jack Nicholson is a thing, apparently, in this movie.
You had me at hello!
Sure, Jerry Maguire. A movie that Renee Zellweger stars in, who plays Angie in this. So that's... I like that Oscar just quotes movies whenever he doesn't know what to say. It's a little bit like me, I guess. So they used Elvis's song here. I can't show you that, but it's such a cool song. They have the ending to that scene. It crescendos, and then Lenny gets flung into a bullboard, sparks fly, and he sinks to the depths of humanity, leaving Oscar to be like absolutely lauded by the audience.
You Shark Slayer! And you tell Don, lame-o.
Very good. Well played, lame-o. That's a good play on words there. Oscar did more damage with that than anything else in his career.
I don't never want to see another shark on this reef again.
So now they're chanting Oscar Boomaye, which is a reference to a Muhammad Ali fight. These are tough references, right, guys? These are tough references. It's not like everybody's getting them, but like, it's more like the kids are falling asleep in the movie and I'm the one eating the popcorn like, yeah, I remember when Ali fought that guy. Whoa.
Oscar Boomaye! Oscar Boomaye! Woo! Hey, Lola!
Lola takes this moment to kiss Oscar on camera in front of everyone, catapulting her into the limelight even more, doing what she's supposed to do, gold digging, and Oscar falls for it and he enjoys a kiss. Angie sees this and she absolutely loses it. It's very sad. I feel sorry for Angie.
Seems the Shark Slayer not only conquered a few sharks today.
Even Sykes knows, like Sykes is like a despicable character. Even he is like, oh, you don't want to look at that.
Watching the Shark Slayer making out.
Who stepped in the room?
There's that thing that Will Smith does again. He makes random kung fu noises and they animate it.
And hey, Casanova. I saw your big finish on the news. Nice smooch, lover boy.
You saw a big finish on the news. What are you watching, Lenny? Chill out, man. God, they put that on the news nowadays? Lenny.
Ixnay on the SK, man. It's private.
Private?
It's not private. It's exactly. Angie, you say it.
Do you think for 1 minute that she would even be with you if you weren't the rich and famous Shark Slayer?
Come on, you guys, please don't fight.
Hold up. That is society, though, right? Come on. Like, do you think anybody would be with some of the people that they're with if they weren't rich and famous? Do they really expect anybody to believe that? That's how people work. So, Angie, I mean, like, she's just playing the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The game is absolutely topsy-turvy right now. Angie, you have a point, but man, society is messed up.
Nobody loved me when I was nobody!
I did! To me, you were a somebody, Oscar, and now you're nothing.
Oh, shit. Oh, Angie, that one hurt. That one hurt me. But Angie confesses that she actually loved Oscar, which I don't know what you love about that man. That man sucked.
A sham, a con.
Ta-da! Sebastian, the whale washing dolphin.
Okay, so I got a lot to unpack here. Angie, she's like done with the Oscar right now. She's like, you're a fake and I don't want a fake. I liked you when you were real. In the meantime, Lenny transforms into a dolphin. So he's hiding his secret identity of being a gay shark as a straight dolphin, perhaps? There is so much logistically that I would need to understand there, but all I'm going to say is he's a dolphin now.
Just go, because I'm tired of hearing how everything you had in your life wasn't good enough, including me.
Okay, so there's lots of scenes in this movie that suck. This is the only scene in the movie that I wanted to keep in to talk about how good it is. If the movie was more like this, I would love it, but Oscar takes a stroll to see what he's created and what he's become and what he's portrayed.
Late night, and it's all of these ads that show him being a sellout, something played to like this beautiful music that just shows that Oscar is in a very like reflective mood. He looks back and realizes that he has become a different version of himself that other people can't recognize. And the only people that really liked him don't recognize him anymore. And it's a good scene, genuinely.
Slays hemorrhoids like Oscar slays sharks.
Hemorrhoids in a kid's movie?
Forget about her. She's a nobody. She told you that she loves you. It's not like you feel the same way about her.
Back in Oscar's crib, his now lonely crib, the pad that has nobody except Lola there, she sort of like shades Angie, I would say. And then Oscar realizes upon being with Lola that he's not really in love with Lola. He really does love Angie and he needs to leave Lola. And then once he breaks up with her, Lola absolutely wrecks him. And then Sykes sees it and he thinks it's love. So this movie kind of actually has, well, it has girls, guys in this movie. Well, if you consider that. But it's a very playful version of something that shouldn't be done in relationships. But anyway, here we go.
You know what? I don't think this is gonna work out.
Wait, are you dumping me?
Party like it's your birthday.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Sykes is trying to tap that? Sykes. I thought he was married and such. Okay, all right.
Hey, Oscar.
Hey, I can't talk. I gotta find Angie. I need to tell her I love her.
Yeah, so this is where I find that to be a very cheap realization of suddenly he loves her when she's angry. It's not like he had enough time for her to be out of his life. There's stuff like that. I feel like that moment really isn't earned. I'm just going to keep harping back on Shrek and the moment that Fiona turns into like the curse thing and how it's played up and it bulls up to that. We get to see the before and how she seems perfect and then she's less than perfect and then the character not only accepts her but Shrek likes her more. This is just like, oh, you screamed at me and I realized my hot girlfriend is kind of a gold digger. So I'm going to go back to you. It doesn't seem like it's earned. It just seems like he's like, yeah, she's right. I think I'll love her now.
You got your girl. But I can't just waltz in there and say, "Hi, Pop, I'm a dolphin." We're gonna need a better plan than that.
Shut up, Lino! Shut up!
So at this point, Sykes realizes that Lenny is the dolphin and not just a dolphin. He also realizes Oscar's been faking this whole shit. And this is his face, which is the face of I just made the biggest mistake of my whole life. That is a classic face from Sykes, who is my favorite character in this movie.
Tell me you're a real shark slayer, please.
I'm not. But the sharks don't know that.
So anyway, Oscar confesses. Well, he doesn't really confess. Lenny pretty much lets it out the bag and he confirms he's not a shark slayer. And then he's like, instead of just saying that I had nothing to do with this and the brother died via Anka, Lenny can literally corroborate the story. He's like, I'm going to lie again. So he's now going to lie to the sharks when his friend's life is in danger. This is the fourth life that is being taken.
I barely even know that girl.
Oh, yeah? Well, I say he's bluffing.
In a absolute plot twist that didn't need to happen, Lola decides after breaking up with Oscar that she's gonna team up with the sharks because apparently sharks don't kill sexy fish, they only kill ugly fish.
Take her out.
What is this movie, guys? What the fuck is this movie? This movie is just like a random collection of Will Smith saying things or like being like, I got a joke. What if I do the hammer dance? And then everyone in the room said, what is that? And one person said, yeah, okay. And then they put it in the movie. Could he have not moonwalked like Michael Jackson? At least the kids know Michael Jackson.
Nobody makes a move without my okay.
Oscar.
Y'all supposed to be the mob. Get yourselves a real hideout.
All right, so Oscar actually successfully has the meeting. He scoops up Angie. Oscar then decides he's going to start doing stand-up comedy and then says to the Mafia, you guys are old guys in a love boat. That's ridiculous. Why don't you find something better? Meanwhile, Lenny throws up. The horror is from the movie Apocalypse Now. We're just quoting random movies. That's a great movie. Everyone should see it, but that's where that's from, so.
Lenny, you're alive? Oh, thought I lost you. What are you wearing? Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind?
I just find it funny that a shark has an Italian accent. The shark looks really ugly, by the way. The design for the shark, it just looks like a piece of like cardboard.
Swim for your life!
Look who's stuck in the porthole.
Are you guys ever sick of references? Or are you sick of me explaining where the references are from? Which I'm really sorry. I have a problem, I know.
Say hello to my little friends.
How would people know this? Why would the kids even want... Okay. Are adults gonna be laughing like, it's a shrimp saying that? Do you think adults are like, are they entertained by this? So that lasted genuinely 5 seconds. You think it's going to be like a real sequence where he has to fight the shrimps. They literally bite him and then he like shoves them off and breaks through the window. So none of that really even mattered. He's still chasing Oscar and he gets to the car wash, and that's where things get crazy because Oscar knows the car wash.
Come on, Lino. It's time to clean up your act.
He even has a pun to do it. Like he's actually so confident that he's got a pun at the car wash. Time to clean up your act. This man is a real shark slayer. Yep, so we got a scene where Oscar beats Don Lino with the power of whale washing machine equipment. Maybe he's really good at his job. Maybe that's what the whole thing is. Like, it's to show that indeed Oscar was a really proficient whale wash worker, that he actually knew this. We never really saw that, so I don't know if that's a thing, but he actually traps both of them, and it's there. They have a conversation mano a mano about Lenny's who he wants to be. And Don Lino accepts him and is like, you know what? It's all right to be a gay shark.
Everybody wants to be the top of the food chain.
Stop! I lied. It was an anchor that killed Frankie.
All right, so Oscar gets the chance again. Finally, even like catching people in real life, everyone's like, wow, he even really did it this time. He could claim that he's a shark slayer, and he's like, look, I actually lied. None of this happened. It is now he's doing his redemption arc by confessing the truth, because if you confess the truth, you will get everything. This is why in prison, when the lawyer says like, are you guilty? And the criminal says yes, the judge is like, yeah, well, let him go then. He's really good. I know he killed 3 people. Let him kill more. At least he's honest about it.
I didn't have anything to do with it, and neither did Lenny.
Well, then if that was true, why did you run away?
Because he's gay. Oh my God, can someone say that?
Because you always wanted me to be like Frankie.
Get me out of this so I can hug my kid.
Wouldn't the movie be funny if he's like, get me out of this so I can hug my kid? And then like he presses the button and then he eats Oscar. And then the movie, like, it just keeps going, and that would be a good ending to the movie.
I love you, son, no matter what you eat or how you dress.
There it is, how you dress. This has got to be a gay thing, right? I just can't believe they did that. Not that it's a bad thing. We can have this. This is very good. I don't know how people, media's been really weird with like how they portrayed gay people like for the longest time. It's good to see this, I guess. But what a weird storyline.
Everything I wanted was right there in front of me.
Well, what about being a somebody?
I'm nobody without you.
Oscar is finally kissing Angie when he admits that he's nobody without the person who thinks he's a somebody. I don't know how to feel about that. He just led her through like an emotional journey and then said, nah, he only loved her after he got what he wanted and saw. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's part of life. This movie is deeper than it needed to be.
You're the best henchman a guy ever had. Come on, group hug.
We also get another scene. I love every scene of Sykes. Sykes finally feels, just saying the words, you're the best 2 henchmen I ever had to like funny music is hilarious. I love it. I genuinely love the scene. Then he goes in for a hug and they shock him. And then he's like, all right, moment's over.
Ow, hey, sorry, man.
Yeah, we're cool.
Don Lino's like, yeah, this is no worries, bro. I'm not going to eat anybody in the reef anymore. I'm just going to die, actually, because sharks don't need fish. They just eat them for fun. So I'll just die. See you later.
Excuse me, Oscar? You've lost everything you lied so hard to achieve. Tell me, what's next for you?
That's the greatest question in the whole movie, by the way. That reporter's like, you lied so hard to get everything. What's next? The movie's called Fake It Till You Make It the Movie.
Come on, everyone's waiting. Mr. Manager.
Finishing touch on my new desk. Love you, Pop.
How did he get to manager? What did he do? He literally lied about killing sharks, and Sykes was like, yes. Remember when I tried to kill you? Now I'm going to promote you. You still owe me $5,000, by the way.
Yo, dog!
Sykes!
All right, partner, let's see what you can do.
Sykes is now a pump. Why is he a pump in this movie? Since when has Sykes started pumping out people? Did Sykes discover OnlyFans? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Sykes discovered a new way to make money, huh? Okay, we're getting pufferfish.com.
Sykes and Oscar's Whale Wash is now open for—
No way. This is now called Sykes and Oscar's Whale Wash. This is crazy. He lied about everything, and then Sykes promoted him and made him co-owner of the company? Oh, dude. All right. Okay.
Snap it, you're not snapping it. I'm snapping it. It's okay, a lot of great whites can't do it, yo. Yo, what's up? What's up with what? Yo.
And there's where the movie culminates to that ending beautiful joke. A lot of great whites can't do it, which is actually somehow a better line than a lot of white fish can't do it. So we got that line coming around. We also got the one thing everybody knows about this movie, the rework of the song Car Wash with Christina Aguilera and Missy Elliott, which is a fire song. Dude, that is the song.
Yo! Hey, you say yo one more time and I'm gonna yo you. I'm sorry.
That's how the movie ends. It ends up with a pump scene. Actually, to be honest, it ends with the whole car washing montage and a song, because I guess that's the way they wanted to end it. This is not the only movie that has ended with that. I don't know if you know the movie Shrek that I've been talking about the whole time. Donkey actually sings I'm a Believer, which is so sick. They should have sung Smash Mouth, rest in peace. But that is how the movie ends, and that is the movie Shark Tale. Just to go over everything that has happened in the movie. It features racism, making fun of crazy people, simping. The mafia is a thing, torture. Fish are white and black. So there's race within fish. There's gold digging, gambling, and literal blackmail in this movie. They nominated it for an Oscar. Of course, it lost to anything else. Say what you want about movies, but like in the 90s, Disney had a run. Katzenberg, the guy who was running it at the time, was just on fire. He had Aladdin, he had Mulan, he had, well, Lilo and Stitch came after, but he had The Lion King. Whew, fire, fire, fire. These movies were absolute hits. They also taught us valuable lessons. They had very touching scenes, all valuable lessons. In Shark Tale, I just don't understand what I'm watching. It's a hell of a movie. I'm not going to say it's not fun. I watched this movie. I like the fun scenes. I like the music. I like Will Smith. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. It's just a movie that I was watching. I don't actually not like these movies. I just find them very amusing, and like sometimes they're very weird. This is one of the weirder ones. So that's everything I have to say about why I think this movie is quite out there. But I would love to know your thoughts. I'm sure a lot of people love this movie, so tell me your experience, please. And if there's another movie that you want me to watch, leave it in the comments or message me. I'd love to know. Other than that, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope to see you on the next movie that I do, I guess. Bye.
I'm in a submarine. It's going down just like all of your dreams. Just use code 16leo or hit magicspoon.com/16leo for $5 off your order. They've got a 100% happiness guarantee online. If you don't love it, they'll refund you. You can also find Magic Spoon at Amazon or at your local grocery store. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description, magicspoon.com/16leo, and try the cereal or treats today.